I'm Reed Bloodworth, the founding partner of Bloodworth Law PLLC. Today, I want to talk to you about the differences between probate or estate litigation and trust litigation. So, probate and estate litigation is the litigation pertaining to a decedent's will. Trust litigation is litigation pertaining to a decedent's trust. So when you hear trust litigation or probate litigation or estate litigation, there are some distinctions. You should first know that probate litigation and estate litigation are the same thing. These words are interchangeable. So what is probate? Well, probate is the formal process by which a will is submitted to a court, it's authenticated, and then the court appoints someone to be personal representative, and through the process, the assets of the decedent are all gathered by the personal representative, the bills are all paid, and then the assets are dispersed pursuant to the decedent's will. Within probate, you would have probate and estate litigation. That is litigation either pertaining to the person's will, or perhaps a creditor files a claim against the estate, meaning that when the person passed away, that person owed money to a credit card company or a bank or something of that nature. And the creditor files a claim within the probate to make sure they get paid. Those types of claims can be contested by the personal representative. Thus, you may have some probate litigation concerning a creditor's claim. I think more frequently, particularly in my practice, what I find is probate litigation involves claims by a beneficiary or would-be beneficiary against the personal representative or some other beneficiary who is receiving a large benefit from the will that they believe they should not receive, that the other would-be beneficiaries believe they should have received this. All of this takes place within the probate proceeding in the court. This is different than trust litigation. Typically, trust litigation, which involves a decedent's trust, is an independent action. It does not take place within the probate proceeding pertaining to someone's will. Trust litigation is a separate cause of action where you would file a complaint in circuit civil court pertaining to some issue relating to the decedent's trust. Oftentimes, the trust cases I'm involved with relate to a beneficiary or would-be beneficiary seeking to either have the trust set aside or having some portion of it set aside because they believe they were improperly removed. Now, I also defend those actions. I defend trustees and I defend personal representatives in both types of these actions. But those are kind of the key differences. Probate litigation takes place within a probate estate, whereas trust litigation takes place outside of that as an independent action. They're also governed by some different rules. Probate cases are often governed by the Florida Probate Code in addition to the Florida Rules of Civil Procedure. They also are governed by a different Florida statute than a trust case. So a probate litigation case, you would oftentimes be involved with Florida statutes chapter 733. Whereas a trust litigation case, you are involved with the just normal rules of Florida Civil Procedure and Florida statute chapter 736. So again, some differences there. Different types of rules governing the procedure by which you might litigate under. Now there are some similarities. Those similarities typically take place in the types of causes of action one might bring in a probate or estate case and a trust case. For example, both cases, you would typically see an undue influence claim, a lack of capacity claim, or tortious interference with a testamentary expectancy claim. The body of case law for these are the same. For example, for an undue influence claim, be it involving probate litigation or trust litigation, you're going to rely on the 7 Carpenter factors. The Carpenter factors are a result of the Carpenter case that came out in Florida, and the court lists certain factors a court should consider to determine if undue influence occurred. So while there are definite differences between probate estate litigation and trust litigation, there are also similarities in terms of the types of case law and causes of action might be involved. So again, I'm Reed Bloodworth, founding partner of Bloodworth Law, PLLC. Give me a call. Let's talk about what happened to you.